Time to kick it off, huh? Away we go. We've had a good camp. Time to go see us and perform now. Find out what kind of a football team we have. I know the guys are anxious to get going, and so are the coaches. So Saturday will be here before we know it. We'll be off and running. So what questions can I answer?
Can you just talk about your linebacker core overall, and then Greg Jones, what allowed him to be able to get the starting nod?
Yeah, the group has worked really hard. I've been happy with their progress. I mentioned to several of you a couple weeks back when I had a training camp media session that I thought that we had developed some depth there. I still feel that way. So we just have to continue to grow and learn as a group, but I do like the progress. With regards to the Sam situation, you know, I see both of those guys playing in the game. Just feel like right now Jonesy's got a little bit of an edge from the standpoint of just his overall performance. You know, thus far we've compared it and graded it out throughout the course of training camp.
Following up on Greg Jones, how much have you seen him grow? Because this is a guy that, I mean, he's been a running back. He's been a lot of different positions. Now that he's full-time, how much have you seen that growth? Well,
a lot. This is a short answer. He's a really savvy football player, a very smart football player. He picks up on things quickly, and that's allowed for his growth to come at the rate that it has. He just gets better all the time as he's grown more and more comfortable with the position. We've also used him some in pass rushing situations as well, so he has a knack for that. And so, you know, he's just progressed nicely all the way back from practice one in spring practice through, you know, where we are today. So it's been a gradual continuum, but a very positive and solid one, and he's just stayed right on track.
What have you noticed from Chris this week now that it's game week, his first as a head coach? Any differences? What have you noticed?
Same guy every day. Bundle of energy. Comes in the door, you know, jumping in with both feet every morning. And, you know, it's early in the week, so maybe later in the week, you know, I don't know. I just don't see him changing. He's just the same guy every day, which is great. And then, you know, you're getting the consistency on a daily basis.
Just as a coach, I mean, you have to be very curious to see what this group is going to do against, you know, an opponent. Maybe just your feelings coming into this week.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, first time for all of us as a program, with this group of people at least, to do this together. And we've come a long way since January 4th. It's been a long ride on one hand, but on the other hand, it's just gone so quickly you can't even imagine it. So we're really looking forward to it with a lot of optimism and excitement. There's going to be some mistakes made. That goes without saying. But you know, we're going to be the kind of group, I think, that just moves on to the next play and overcomes and learns and gets ready for the next challenge. So should be a lot of fun.
Jay, Shane has talked a little bit about using a speed rush package on the defensive line. Can you give us any idea what that might look like and what obviously when you would use that, what kind of advantages that gives you guys?
Well, it's a third down deal. That is an area that we're continuing to evaluate. You know, I mentioned something about the possibility of Greg Jones. All different kinds of personnel can be looked at. You can look at it moving ends to tackles. You can look at it moving, you know, linebackers to edge rushers. There's all different kinds of options and possibilities. But again, that's more of a third down deal. Having said that, if the production of any substitutions don't make us better than the original four that we normally play with, then it's not going to be worth that. That'll be something we have to evaluate as we go.
Coaches, you have a couple first-year guys on the depth chart, and Lawrence Stevens and Damon Hayes. Can you just talk about what they've done to earn that distinction?
Yeah, I mean, they've just jumped out during training camp. You know, Lawrence is just a real go-getter, a guy with a lot of energy, just plays super hard. making some mistakes, but at the same time making good progress. Just love the way he goes about practice. Damon's has been a good playmaker. He's really showing up in a tough matchup situation for a true freshman to go out and cover the guys that he has and perform the way he has. We've also played him some at nickel, and he's got a big role in special teams, if not as a starter, as a backup. So he's really had a lot to digest for a brand new player in this program, and he's handled it extremely well. So just real happy with those two guys and where they're at, and looking forward to their contributions.
Coach, when you look at Washington from scouting and watching film, what have you seen from the quarterback, Jake Browning, and running back, Miles Gaskin?
Well, Jake's an exceptionally accurate passer, which is obviously the number one prerequisite for playing that position, is being able to throw completions. He's very, very accurate, very elusive. He doesn't necessarily have great top-end speed, although I think he runs better than most people give him credit for. Very good knack of moving in the pocket and buying himself time, and when he does, finding receivers open downfield if coverage has not stayed tight on those receivers. Just really does a good job of extending plays when things break down in the pocket on him. For a true freshman last year, for a freshman, I thought he really made some fantastic plays, and I'm sure they're looking forward to 3 great years ahead with him. He's going to be a very good quarterback there. He already is. Gaskin, I think, is a complete player. The guy is hard to tackle. He does a great job, making jump cuts, lateral cuts, good explosive speed, good power. Even though he doesn't come off depth chart-wise as the biggest guy, he really runs with good power. And I think that's one of our bigger challenges going into this game, is just doing a great job of tackling, and that's always a concern in game one.
Coach, how much does it help you to have such a young but already experienced secondary with guys like Saquon Hampton, Blesswan Austin, these guys that have already had in-game experience against arguably the best college football division in the Big Ten? How much does that help you now and moving forward into next season and later on this season?
Well, I think it helps you all the time to have experienced players, regardless whether they're young guys that are experienced or old guys that are experienced. They're somewhat battle-tested, so they've gone through the process of going out into a game in a venue that we're about to experience, and not having done it for the first time is definitely a bonus. Those guys have great futures here. I guess the positive news for us is, as you said, that they do have some experience already, and it's not like they're toward the back end of their career. So not only this season but for the future, we're looking forward to those guys being able to contribute and continue to improve and grow and perform in a way that that we all are looking forward to, just in terms of their production and how they can play out there. So we're excited about them.